at Williams Arena. Gophers and the Badgers, and we're going to start at the 184-pound weight class tonight. And it's Brady Reinke, a junior from Phillips, Wisconsin, going for the Badgers. 10-4 overall. He is winless so far in Big Ten action. He is a tri-captain, one of the tri-captains for this Badgers wrestling team. For Minnesota, going with Josh McLay, a junior out of Hastings, 16-14 overall, 0-2 in the Big Ten. He's got a couple of pins on the year.
You know, there's going to be a lot of close matches tonight, and this was one weight that was up in the air. Josh is one of those guys who likes to come out and score early, so the Gophers would like to get a lead here and get a win here early. Obviously, Brady Reinke's not the usual starter here at this weight class, so we should expect Josh McLay to come in here and get a win for the Gophers.
Ryan Flaherty is the regular starter for the Badgers at 184. In fact, it's going to be quite a Flaherty show here tonight. A couple of Flahertys wrestling for the Badgers and a Flaherty wrestling for the Golden Gophers. We'll talk more about that later. But as far as McLay goes, he's been in every duel for Minnesota at 184 this year. He was projected to be the Gophers starter at 174, but John Duncombe has found a home in that weight class, so they flip-flopped, and this is where McLay is going to wrestle for the remainder of the year, it looks like.
They like Josh at 184. He's a low, powerful guy at this weight class, and he can battle with any guy out there. He's a very good defensive wrestler, and he can really hold a lot of guys off and stay in matches and look for wins. And that's what they need out of Josh tonight. Get a win here at 184 against a good wrestler. Reinke's a good guy. He's a junior. He's been wrestling for Wisconsin for a couple years now, and he's good enough to be the captain of the team. So as of right now, no real attempts by either guy, but we need to get some scoring here from Josh McLay.
We're under 2 minutes to go here in the first period. It's our opening match. We start at 184 tonight. By the way, that moment of silence at the top of the broadcast tonight, Danny Drinkwine died this week. Danny, a true friend of wrestling. He was a coach, a friend, a mentor, a father to hundreds of Minneapolis kids, some of the best wrestlers Minneapolis has produced. That's why the moment of silence here at Williams Arena tonight.
Reinke with a great, just a chuck off the arm to a single. McLay did a nice job getting off the mat, not getting scored on. Was in jeopardy of maybe getting called fleeing. Now that's a new thing for college, for all wrestling. The officials have really talked about calling a fleeing the mat call, where if a wrestler leaves the mat to avoid being scored on, they could call for a technical violation, call fleeing the mat. The referees tonight didn't see that from McLay. Thought he was just trying to battle position, not give up a score, and there was no point scored in that situation. So still 0-0 here with a minute to go in the first period.
Closing in on a minute to go in the first. 184, Josh McLay for the University of Minnesota, Wisconsin's Brady Reinke.
Josh McLay was just one for stalling. I think Josh is a little bit smaller than Reinke here. And that'll wear on a guy when a guy's got a little more power than you, because you have to work so much harder to hold the guy off, and so that wears on you as the match as the wrestling continues.
The Gophers 52-28-1 all time against Wisconsin. The Gophers have won the last 7 in this series. Minnesota won 9 of the 10 matches in last year's meeting, and we don't expect that kind of domination from the Gophers tonight. Wisconsin has a pretty decent team. Gophers rebuilding a little bit, as we talked about a little bit earlier.
If I was a Wisconsin Badger right now, I would say this is our best opportunity this year that we've had in a long time to beat the Gophers, and in the future, because the Golden Gophers have some guys in redshirt this year that are phenomenal, and they're going to reload next year with some guys, and this team, this group of guys that's wrestling tonight is just going to get better. So Wisconsin better take a chance, take some opportunities, take some chances, and try and win this derby tonight. See if they can get a victory over the Gophers.
The scoreboard is void of points as the first period in the 184 match comes to an end. Reinke and McLay. And you talked about the recruiting class for the University of Minnesota. You alluded to it. And Josh McLay, it behooves him to have a good year here at 184 for the University of Minnesota, because he's going to be pushed next season. Roger Kish is a top recruit coming in next year. He is the winningest high school wrestler ever, and he's coming out of the state of Michigan. Jay Robinson loves this kid, so McLay may have his work cut out to win that 184 spot next year.
Well, McLay will have an option as well next year. He could go back down to 74 if he wanted to and challenge Duncombe. He could stay at 84 and wrestle Kish. Remember, Kish, they do have to make that transition from high school wrestling to college wrestling. So it'll be interesting to see what it's one of those problems that's a good problem to have. You know, the Golden Gophers are going to be happy that they got some quality wrestlers there. Whoever comes out and wrestles next year for them is going to be a tough wrestle. Right now, first period, not much action, still 0-0. McLay was warned. McLay had the choice, deferred, and then Reinke did go down, got an escape. So right now, 1-0 in favor of Reinke.
Our official tonight, by the way, Mike Allen, is officiating this dual meet tonight between the University of Wisconsin and the Golden Gophers of Minnesota. Closing in on a minute to go here in the second period between McLay and Reinke. It's our opening match tonight. We start at 184 pounds.
We've got
Reinke shot in.
We got a double stalling call, but because McLay was warned earlier in the match, that's his second call, and that is going to be a point for Reinke, which now puts him ahead 2-1. Excuse me, Reinke was warned as well. So now they've both been warned each twice. So Reinke was also penalized a point. So it's scored now 2-1, 30 seconds to go, second period. And I think Mike, the referee, is looking for what everybody's looking for, a little offense, a little for a guy to be aggressive and take a chance out here. What I mean by taking a chance in wrestling or taking a risk is when a guy sells out and takes a shot at a leg attack and actually goes to his knees and tries to score. Most Division I. Here's a shot from McLay. He's got the leg up. It's a big opportunity. There you go. 2 points for McLay. That's what he needed right there.
McLay moves ahead.
Big point here. 3 seconds to go. He's got to hang on. Hang on. He did a nice job not giving an escape back. That would have been a key point right there.
So it's 3-2. Josh McLay leading Reinke after 2 periods. Here's a look at the takedown.
That's what I call a position shot. That's Josh staying in great position. Reinke kind of getting out of position. A little sloppy shot. Comes out of his stance. Josh just reaches, grabs the leg, and scores a takedown. Nice position wrestling by McLay there.
The one thing about McLay that we've heard is they're looking for consistency from this guy. He's had some strings where he's won some matches in a row, but then he'd go on a little bit of a losing streak. They're looking for that consistency from Josh.
Josh has wrestled some real highly ranked wrestlers to 2, 3, 1-point matches. And then he's gone and wrestled guys who weren't very highly ranked and lost 1 or 2, 3 points. It's a credit to his defense. Josh has an incredible amount of defense, and he can stop many wrestlers from scoring. And that's why it's so difficult to be beat. But the key for him to move up and become an All-American is an offensive attack. He's trying to work for an escape now. He's got to get up. Right now, there's a score 2-2. Now, I did not see Reinke get that first warning, and I think what they did is they screwed up on the score. Reinke was not warned, so he wasn't. McLay was not awarded the point on the double stalling call. So the match is tied now, 2-2. They have corrected the score.
So this one is going to come down to the wire. We're in the third period now at 184. A minute 40 to go. There it is. A good move by Reinke.
Reinke's right now trying to establish riding time. Right now he's got 16 seconds of riding time. If he can get over 1 minute of riding time, at the end of the match he'll be awarded an additional point. And if he were to ride McLay out, he would win the match 3-2. McLay was up, looked like his way. Reinke just picked up his leg, put him back down on the mat. No loss of control, no points.
So let's keep an eye on that riding time. Right now at 17 seconds.
Reinke's doing a high half series right here. Spot right. McLay looks over, switches out.
And now McLay leads this match 3-2. And looks like Mike Allen has called
blood time here.
Blood time here.
Actually, I take that back. Josh has asthma, and he's gone over for an inhaler. Score now 3-2 in favor of McLay. No riding time, so basically Reinke would need a takedown to win the match. Now, there's one other aspect to keep in mind here as the match continues. McLay has been warned twice. He's also already given up a stalling point, so he's going to have to stay aggressive, or he could be called for an additional stalling point. Reinke doesn't necessarily have to score. If he could make it look like McLay is stalling, not trying to score, a point could be awarded. So you'll have to watch the official tonight and see how he's calling stalling tonight here in this match. 1:22 to go. We're going to have an exciting finish either way.
Obviously, McLay has that asthma under control. This is nothing new to him. Has that inhaler right handy. A minute 22 to go in this third period. McLay clinging to a 1-point lead, 3-2.
There's a shot from Reinke. Good defensive sprawl there by McLay.
You mentioned McLay's defense. That's probably his strong suit.
Yes. I think he's in good position right here. I think right now he's in position to win this match. He's got to be careful not get hit for stalling. And I can see the official right now is really observing McLay to see if he's going to be offensive. Josh doing a good job going forward. That was a good thing right there, what he did. Momentum forward, being pressuring forward. That swells mind in the official's mind.
52 seconds. Look at Barry Davis. He's pacing. He can't stand still.
This is a big match in this duel meet. If Wisconsin's going to win this match, they need this victory.
Attempted a takedown there from Reinke.
40 seconds to go.
Locking up Reinke and McLay. McLay holding on to a 1-point lead. 30 seconds to go in this match at 184.
Holding each other off in over-under series.
Crowd getting into it here at the barn. Will
There's a shot from McLay. He's in trouble right now. He's got to get back to his feet. Oh, no, there's an ankle pick by Reinke. McLay's got 14 seconds. He's got to get one. He's only down one. Escape the tie. He needs an escape the tie. 8 seconds.
4 seconds. McLay struggling.
Brady Reinke.
What a win for Brady Reinke. 4-3 in the 184-pound weight class.
A junior, he's a tri-captain. He comes up for a big win for the Wisconsin Badgers right here. Well, here's the deciding point right here. McLay shoots a double leg. It was a good attempt. I said he needed to get back to his feet, and Reinke takes advantage there. Just an ankle pick from a shot and scores the takedown and gets the win for the Badgers.
So Wisconsin takes a 3-0 lead in the dual meet. And here we go to 197. Wisconsin, Lee Kraemer, ranked number 16 in the country from DeForest, Wisconsin. He's a sophomore going up against the #1 wrestler in this class in the country, Damion Hahn, the senior from Lakewood, New Jersey for the Gophers.
It's nice to see Damion back in action. He did not accompany the team to Michigan. That's what going for a roll-through right here. Kind of got himself in trouble. Damion Hahn's
on his back.
He's got to get through. He's got to get through.
Lee Kraemer almost stuck. The #1 ranked wrestler at 197.
But Damion comes right back with the reversal.
Here's assistant head coach Marty Morgan. He's sweating a little bit.
Well, I tell you what, that was a high-risk move Damion tried right there. And it almost cost him the match right there. And I tell you what, that might have been the match, the thing that the Wisconsin would need to get a win in this dual meet. But he came out of it. It's still only a 4-2 score. So he's still in the match, very much in the match. Lee Kraemer did get a 2 takedown, 2 near fall. But he didn't get the 3 near fall. Damion scored a reversal, score now 4-2. And just 1 minute gone here in the first period.
Yeah, Damion, talking to him before the meet tonight, said he's really ready to get back at it. I know he's had a hard time here. His dad, Miles, has been ill. Spent some time away from the team, but he is 17-1 on the season. A couple of pins on the year. He has not been able to wrestle in Big Ten competition yet because he missed the Michigan State and Michigan duels. So here's his first taste of the Big Ten this season. See Barry Davis.
You know, Damion was injured at the national duels. He received a concussion out there, so he had to sit out a little bit there too, and then he missed the Michigan trip. So when he says, I'm excited to get back at it, he hasn't wrestled in a while in some competitions. And a little bit sloppy there at the beginning for the #1 ranked wrestler in the country. Go out and try a roll through to try and catch the guy in his back. But I think that's part of Damion's trying to go for bonus points. And that was clearly a move that was intended to try and pin Kraemer. I mean, he was going for a high-risk move, going for a fall. So now he's got his work cut out to get back in this match. He did give up 4 points, but he is in control. He's got 2 reversal, and now he's working on riding time right now. He's at 20 seconds of riding time here in the first period.
Hahn is the reigning national champion at 197, a 3-time All-American, poised to become just the 4th-time All-American in Minnesota. The others, Chad Kraft, Luke Becker, and Jared Lawrence. And we're going to be talking to Luke Becker during the intermission, so you want to stick around for that. 4-2, Kraemer is leading Hahn. This would be an upset for Kraemer if he can pull off a victory over Damion.
The Gophers going with an interesting strategy here. They could have let Kraemer go and gone for takedowns, but they've decided to try and build riding time to have that point in their back pocket at the end of the match. But I'm sure as this match goes on, we're going to see a lot more feet action from Damion to get back in the match because he's down 2 points right now.
He's a very offensive wrestler, though, as opposed to a guy like Josh McLay, who we saw for the Gophers at 184.
Damion has some things that he does very well on his feet. He's got a great high crotch, and he's very dangerous. If a guy makes a mistake, he can score, and he counters well. He's just you don't get to be a Division I national champion unless you can score.
5-2 now.
There's a snap down to a cross ankle pick on Kraemer. Damion Hahn trying to step through. He's got that leg trapped. Now he's going to look for a leg turk. If he can get back points here, this would be a big momentum lift for him. Here he goes. He's got him going to his back. And he's got the count. He's got an ear ball count.
Hahn looking to stick his third pin of the season.
Look at Kraemer's leg. It is trapped all the way over on the far side of his hip. He is in a world of trouble.
Near fall, 3 points awarded to Damion Hahn. And he is seizing control of this match here as we're closing in on the 32nd mark of the first period.
He's getting another back point count. It's going to be tough to get a fall from this position because he can't get his chest on top of him, but he's also scoring points, so that's what he needed to get back in control of this match.
3 more points awarded to Hahn for near fall. And again, trying to stick this pin.
Now, interesting, the official, Damion Hahn has not let go of that leg since he got the takedown. Now, it's interesting. He turns him the first time, gets a near fall count. Now, in wrestling, here's the ankle pick. Now, notice how he traps the leg here. Watch him trap step, and now he's got the leg trapped on the far side of his hip. Just a great technique. Now he's using what's called a leg turn. When he first initially turns him, he gets a 3-point count. Now, the rule book in wrestling says that you must change the hold to score near fall again. Now, Kraemer came back to his belly. Hahn never released the leg and turned him again and got another 3 near fall. Kraemer came back to his belly. Hahn turned him again, but then there was no near fall count. So an interesting call there by official, a little inconsistent on his part. And I noticed Barry Davis went over to talk to him about how did you call that there. But for whatever reason, he did get the count. He did get the near fall, and now he's got a 10-5 lead. Barry's discussing it right now.
Lee Kraemer's on his back, and you can see that he's got a knee brace on that left knee, and it appears that might be giving him a problem again here.
Well, anytime you get your ankle trapped all the way over on your hip,
yeah, that doesn't.
And a guy's
look
cranking on you, a Division I national champion, 197-pounder with the kind of power Damion Hahn has, you don't jump right up and go. There it is. You can see how.
Yeah,
how
that knee shouldn't do that.
How much torque he's feeling on that knee right there.
He's all right though. He's gimping back to the center ring here.
Well, I tell you what, now the Gophers got to be thinking bonus points in this match. Damion Hahn is up by 5 with riding time, so he's essentially up 6 points going into the second period. They're either going to go for a major or tech fall or pin here. They need what's called in wrestling bonus points. If you win by 8, you get 1 extra. If you can manage a 15-point win, you get what's called a technical fall. And because Damion Hahn had near fall points, you would get the extra bonus point. And then, of course, the fall in college wrestling would be a 6-point.
So the Gophers.
Hahn just let it go here to start the second period. Reason a guy would let a guy go, you give him 1, you take him down 2, you increase your lead. So here he is, he lets him go. Now he's going to try and get a takedown here to increase his lead from 5 to 6. He's got to get his head lower, looking for a quick spin around, and he's got it.
There it is, 2 for the takedown for Damion Hahn. And it's now 12-6. Hahn. The Gophers trailing in the meet after a win from Reinke for Wisconsin, 3-0. So Hahn trying to get the Gophers back into this one, maybe even take the lead.
Oh, there's that high crotch I talked about earlier in the match. Great wrestlers finish their shots, and here you see Damion Hahn put Kraemer right to his hip and gets the takedown. Good offensive takedown by Damion Hahn, and now he leads 14-7.
Under a minute to go here in the second period, and Hahn seizing control about a minute into that first period, and it's been his match ever since.
Damion Hahn has really done well in college. He's only 10 credits away from graduating right now. So he's really on track to graduate. He's been a great student athlete for the University of Minnesota.
His lone loss came at the Las Vegas Invitational to Matt Monteiro of Cal State Bakersfield. But dating back to last season, he has won 27 of his last 28. So on top of what he's doing in the classroom, outstanding student athlete. Of course, the reigning national champ at 197. They call him Diesel. I think that's fitting.
Damion's another one of those guys who came in, and when he walked in the door, he was good. I mean, he was a great high school wrestler. He was a multiple national champion in high school wrestling, and came in and he didn't let down at all in college. He's lived up to his potential. He's going to be a 4-time All-American unless something major happens at the NCAA tournament. He's on track right now, and I think that early loss came earlier in the season, and Damion's one of those guys who peaks at the end of the year. And he did just score another takedown here in Kraemer, and now leads 16-8 with riding time. Just 8 seconds to go here in the second period. He's going to try and keep him down. Make sure he doesn't give up another point here. That just means more points that he has to score in the third to go for that technical fall, which is where he's probably headed right now.
Right now, it would be a major decision for Damion Hahn, but he's going to get bigger and better things. At least it appears that way. He's in total control as we go to the third period. Here's a look at that last takedown.
Started out with a high crotch, and then actually more of a mistake by Kraemer. He just kind of threw himself over, tried to go for a cross ankle pick, and just slipped off and gave Damion two on that one. Can't give good wrestlers like Damion Hahn easy spots.
Damion Hahn at 197, so he's going to be a big loss. When he graduates, the Gophers will be looking to fill that hole. But talking to Jay Robinson, very excited about Matt Coase, who's coming in. He's a wrestler out of Ohio, and they think that he's going to be the guy at 197 next season.
They've got 3 freshmen in their room that are very, very talented. Kish Kaz and C.B. Slater. These guys are going to be the future of Minnesota wrestling. And I don't want to go and say that the guys that are wrestling here at these weight classes aren't going to be there. They're going to be there. But there's going to be some good problems at the University of Minnesota for the next couple of years, because there's going to be a lot of talent wrestling after this season. 1:14 to go. Damion Hahn up 16-8 with riding time, so essentially up 9 right now. They'd like Damion to go for a tech fall here. They want to keep going. Nice low single shot here.
Staying aggressive.
He's got to come up underneath to score this takedown, or he's got to pop his head to one side of his hip. Kraemer trying to create a scramble here, and actually he's got Hahn in a little bit of trouble here.
He spun at the last second there to stay off his back.
Hahn's got to come to his knees and come up under those legs. Almost would like to post one hand, and isn't going to have time to score it. Called stalemate, back to your feet.
47 seconds to go, 197. 16-8, Hahn leading Lee Kraemer. Number 1 versus number 16 in the country.
You know, Damion puts a lot of pressure on the guy's head. When he pulls on a guy, he really puts pressure on him, works him down, and that wears on a guy as a match goes on. Here's his front headlock again. Trying to go to an ankle pick again here. Now he's in on a leg. Kraemer seems to be pretty comfortable here. Seems to be a good scrambler in this position. Got a leverage advantage on Damion. He's a little bit taller, so that can play a factor in a match. When a guy's taller, he has a leverage advantage. I think Damion has the power advantage and the explosive advantage.
13 seconds away from what will be a major decision for Damion Hahn. At least that's what it appears is going to happen here at 197. 5 seconds. Damion Hahn, he would like to become just the 3rd 2-time national champ at the University of Minnesota. Vern Gagne and Tim Hartung, the others, and might happen for Damion Hahn. He's back after a 4-duel layoff because of injury and some personal matters with his father, but looks good tonight against Wisconsin's Lee Kraemer. We've got a break here at Williams Arena. The Gophers leading 4-3 over Wisconsin. Welcome back to Williams Arena. After 2 matches, the Gophers leading this dual meet with Wisconsin 4-3, and we're ready for the big boys. We go to the heavyweights now, and for Wisconsin, it's Jareck Horton, the senior out of Apple Valley, Minnesota, going up against the 8th-ranked heavyweight in the nation, Konrad, a redshirt freshman for Minnesota. He is out of Freedom High School in Wisconsin. If that sounds familiar, it should, because that's where Garrett Lowney went to high school, and there's no coincidence either.
I tell you what, Cole is stepping into some big shoes at the heavyweight weight class. I tell you, the Gophers have had some just tremendous heavyweights in the last few years, and we can talk about that as the match goes on. But he's got some big shoes to fill, but he is one big man.
He is a big man, and I say no coincidence, because Garrett's dad, Steve, is a good trainer. Garrett has worked under his dad, and Cole transferred to Freedom High School so he could work with Steve as well. And he's here at Minnesota trying to fill the shoes that Garrett left void as he's off training for the Olympics, and we, of course, wish him well.
Well, I tell you, Cole is one of those guys who likes to mix it up. Marty, talking to assistant coach Marty Morgan, he talked about Cole as one of those guys who knows how to wrestle like a heavyweight, but is willing to mix it up out there, is willing to take some chances and go for things, and that makes for a good heavyweight down the road. He's climbed into the #8 spot ranking, so I mean, here's a guy who's on that, he's right on that bubble of being All-American. You got to be in the top 8 to be a Division I All-American.
And he's young, as you mentioned, so being ranked #8, that's something that can give a young wrestler a lot of confidence, and that's important for someone at this stage.
Cole's got 2 great things going for him. Number 1, that he's a freshman, he's got 3 more years to learn, and that he weighs 280 pounds.
The latter's probably the most important.
I think they would like to take more of that 280 and get it up in his upper body, and he's been working on that. He said, the coaching staff said he was at 30% body fat last year. Now he's down to about 15% body fat.
And they think they can bring it even down.
They would like him to go a little bit leaner in his waist and bigger and stronger in his upper body and his legs. And I tell you what, if you get 280 pounds of a guy at his size, he's going to be hard to deal with.
Well, this is definitely his weight class to lose, and he's doing just fine with it. Garrett left it open, and he's seized control of it. Konrad for the University of Minnesota. He won the heavyweight title at the Nichols Open in Fort Dodge back in November, and good showings in the other tournaments for the Gophers, and that's why he has remained in this heavyweight slot.
Cole does a nice job of keeping pressure on his opponent. Jareck Horton, not one of the bigger Division I heavyweights in the country, and you see Cole always trying to put pressure down on Jareck. Wrestling is a strategy match. It's a wear. You got to wear on your opponent. You got to wear him down, and he does a nice job of keeping weight on Jareck all the time and trying to wear him down so that as the match goes on, scoring opportunities open up. There's a double leg opportunity. He almost scored it, but Horton did a nice job scrambling there. Jareck Horton is a very good athlete.
He's quick.
He's very fast. He's a powerful guy, and he's a good heavyweight. He's a little undersized, and that's his disadvantage right here in this match.
Well, it almost worked to his advantage there. He got out of there quick and could have turned the tables, but an opportunity for 2 points for Konrad goes away.
That's how small heavyweights have to beat these big heavyweights. They can't power through them. They can't go through their hips at all. They have to be quick, and they've got to use kind of finesse to out-finesse these big heavyweights. And it's tough. It's tough at this level.
2 seconds to go here, first period. We are in the heavyweight weight class. It is Jareck Horton of Wisconsin and Konrad for the Gophers. Horton, a Minnesota native, as we look at this replay, an almost 2-point takedown for Konrad.
Yeah, he just got his hips going the wrong direction, and when you get 280 pounds not falling in the right direction, it's tough to recover.
Horton from Apple Valley, Minnesota.
Nice.
Gets 2 points there, so.
That's what I talk about, using his quickness to score.
So it's 2-1 now as Konrad escapes.
Now that, you know, Jareck just did a very good thing. And he gets a quick, solid takedown, but then made a mistake. He shot right into Konrad's hips and got the weight on him, and it was just an easy go. You saw it. It was just an easy go behind takedown for Konrad. And that shot right there might cost Jareck Horton the match.
Here's a look at the team score. Minnesota leading 4-3 after 2. We're in the 3rd match of this dual meet. Konrad on the back of Jareck Horton. Horton did not wrestle last year for the Badgers, but finished 8th in the Big Ten a couple of years ago, a weight class down at 197. And right now, Konrad has got a lot of weight on that back, and that's going to wear a guy down. That's going to tire Horton out.
Yep. Right now, Cole Konrad is putting a lot of pressure on Jareck Horton, and Jareck probably doesn't weigh any more than about 225, 230 pounds. Cole Konrad has to go down to make 275. So right now, that's a big weight advantage he has, and you can see it right here. Jareck can't hardly even get back up to his knees to get his waist and his body up. You see right there, he's struggling to get up. Now the other thing that's happening is Konrad is now wearing on his arms and starting to look for a turn.
That's one thing that heavyweights have as far as an advantage. Their weight upwards is limitless, whereas the other weight classes obviously have about a 10-pound window there.
Yeah. Well, at every other weight class, you know, the guys got to come in, they got to make weight. They weigh in at the exact same weight right on. You know, at heavyweight, you can have a huge difference between the two guys that are wrestling out there.
We're seeing that tonight.
And you need a tremendous wrestler if you're going to be giving up 50 pounds to a guy in a match.
3-2, Konrad leading, and he's riding Jareck Horton. The riding time now up over a minute and a half.
Yeah, he's going to keep him down for the rest of this period. And there's a reason Jareck Horton didn't go down in the second period. He chose neutral. Now, Cole Konrad is looking over to his coaches to see where he wants to go. He's going to go down in the third period, his choice. Here's the takedown there. Jareck just did it. It was just a mistake by Horton. Just got underneath him too far, and Konrad got his weight on him, just pulled him down and went behind.
See a little bit of speed from Cole Konrad.
There's Cole Konrad, and then a nice single leg shot. Here's what I talked about, mixing it up a little bit. Tries to do what we call a run the post or a dump. Try and drop Jareck down, but couldn't quite get him down. Jareck has good balance here. What Cole Konrad has got to do is he's got to do more movement when he gets a leg up. That was a nice shot by Konrad. He's got a 4-2 advantage plus riding time, so it's okay for him to go up and be aggressive. He doesn't have to be fearful that one takedown is going to get him in trouble here.
Konrad already with 23 victories on the season to 6 losses overall. 1-1 in Big Ten action.
There's another quick shot on the leg by Horton. And if you miss on a guy who weighs 50 pounds more than you, you give him a spin around takedown. There's another single leg shot by Konrad. He's got him on his back. He's going to go for the fall. Horton did a great job getting off because there's about one more second, and Konrad had got that weight on him, and it would have been over.
Well, Konrad has now got an 8-4 lead with under 50 seconds to go here in the match.
Here's where all that pulling that he did in that first period is starting to wear on Jareck Horton. You see Jareck's looking a little bit tired here. Cole's trying to set up another single leg, trying to get Jareck to reach or come out of position so he can hit that shot. Just 32 seconds here to go in this match. See if Konrad will try one more takedown. Coaches are pushing him to go one more time. Take one more offensive shot.
Trying to go for those bonus points. There you see assistant head coach Marty Morgan shouting out to Konrad. 18 seconds to go.
Again. He's got it up. Horton, good defense there. Attacked the hands right away and got his leg cleared.
I'm surprised he's given this good of an effort considering how tired he must be.
I tell you what, Cole Konrad has good movement for a heavyweight.
Cole Konrad, 3 points awarded to the University of Minnesota for this decision. Konrad over Horton, and Minnesota now leads 7-3.
Cole Konrad is going to be one heck of a heavyweight in the future. Here's the double leg shot. He drives, and Horton goes right to his back. And right there, if Konrad would have got his hips over, he could have maybe gone for the fall. Horton did a nice job getting off his back, but a nice for Cole Konrad.
All right, we go to 125 now for the University of Wisconsin. 12th ranked in the nation, Tom Clum against Minnesota's Bobbe Lowe. He's ranked number 11. This should be good. Lowe out of Oak Grove, Missouri. He's a junior. Clum out of Arvada, Colorado, and he's a sophomore.
I think this is a matchup that Wisconsin has got to have if they've got any hope of winning this dual meet. They've got to get this win right here. And it's not going to come easy. Bobbe Lowe has been wrestling very well. and he's right now he comes out, he's confident. His team's got a 7-3 lead, and all he's got to go out and do his job and get the win.
Bobbe Lowe, 17-6 overall. He's got 5 pins on the season. That's fairly rare at those lower weight classes to be sticking a lot of pins.
Yeah, 5 is a big number for a 125-pounder. It's just tough to come by. They're so powerful pound for pound. It's tough to hold a guy at his back when they're at that weight class.
They're wiry.
Coaching staff talking about Bobbe Lowe. He's been in a lot of big matches against highly ranked guys, and he's been right there. He's been in on the legs. He's had a little trouble finishing his takedowns. And right away at the beginning of this match, he actually was already in on the leg of Tom Clum, but missed an opportunity to score.
Bobbe Lowe, a returning All-American. He finished 8th at the NCAA's last season. One of the biggest wins came against Tony Black at the University of Wisconsin last February. That was really a confidence builder, as Black was ranked 10th at the time, and Bobbe Lowe kind of solidified that 125 spot for himself last season.
Well, Bobby's one of those guys. He's big and strong for his weight class, and he has to really manage his lifestyle. You know, we see these guys here on the mat, but we don't see what they have to go through on a day-to-day process of managing their weight. These guys are ripped. There's absolutely no fat on Bobbe Lowe's body right now, and he has to make weight and wrestle right after that, which means he has to be hydrated, he has to be functioning, which means he has to be very disciplined in everything that he does. Here is Tom Clum in on a single leg with a 2-0 lead here on Bobbe Lowe.
Clum has put together an impressive season thus far as well. 19-3 overall, 1-0 in the Big Ten. He has the Badgers' best dual record at 14-1. This might be one of our better matches of the night here tonight.
Clum is one of those guys that the coaching staff at Wisconsin is very high on. They like to see him win All-American this year, and he has wrestled very well. Here's a switch opportunity by Bobbe Lowe, but countered hard by Tom Clum. He's got him bellied out. This is where you don't want to be, where Bobbe Lowe is right now, flat on your belly. But notice the power, just push him up. He's got hand control. Needs to get one here. Tries a switch again. That switch isn't working. I think he needs to just stick with the stand-up. Giving up riding time here. Clum at 40 seconds.
Under 30 seconds to go, first period. We're at 125. And Bobbe Lowe for the Gophers. Tom Clum for the Badgers. Lowe's got a couple of inches on Clum. Clum's only about 5'4".
Both these guys are packing a lot of power, though, for 125 pounders. Bobbe Lowe, that was a key point right there to get that escape. So now Bobbe can go down in the second period, get an escape, tie the match. A little poke in the eye there, a little break in the action. But going back to what, you know, Bobbe has to manage all these things in his life. I mean, I think some college students don't even know what that would be like. I mean, most of the regular people go to college, they go to school, and they have their social lives, and they have fun. These guys got to be so disciplined, and they sacrifice so much to be a part of this program at the University of Minnesota. 12 seconds to go here in the first period. Bobbe gave up that early takedown, but came back with an escape. So it's just a one-point match. There's another single leg attempt. That's 3 times he's gone to that leg and hasn't quite committed all the way to it.
So Bobbe Lowe, who was out to a strong start in Big Ten competition, you take a look at this reverse here.
He tried 3 switches earlier in the match, and a switch is kind of where he reaches back to the leg. Here he tries it again in the replay here, and this time it was counter, but the next time he got it.
Lowe trailing 2-1 here to Clum.
Needs to get some of that riding time off the clock. Clum, he's a solid wrestler. He's up and away from one, so we're back to the feet, and we need a takedown here. No riding time for either guy. Clum has a 33-second advantage, but that won't be a point at the end of the match because he doesn't have a minute, so it's going to be a takedown match. It's also going to be about conditioning, though. Which guy has got more in the gas tank and who's been working harder than you, who's been running and training and lifting, which guy's going to have more gas in the tank. Both guys, lots of action, lots of movement.
What a contrast from what we saw in the last match of the heavyweights. A couple of big guys, you know, pretty much That's all power. This is more quickness.
Speed and finesse is definitely a major part of 25, but these guys have a lot of power too. Lots of action. Bobbe made another single leg attempt. You got to watch, Clum's got to watch his right leg. Bobbe's just got to commit one time all the way to that single leg. Take both hands to the leg and try and get to that leg.
Lowe, a couple of nice wins last weekend. He pinned Michigan State's Craig Trombley in a 14-2 major decision over Michigan's Sean Newton.
Clum with a nice shot here, but he hasn't finished. He hasn't scored. This is what I'm talking about. These upper-level guys, they score these situations. Bobbe Lowe throws him through. Still no points. This is a great scramble here. Clum is going to try and get that right leg across. Capture that bottom leg. Bobbe Lowe rolled him through again. Bobby's got to get a foot on the mat so he can scramble. He's trying to hang on for a stalemate here.
7 seconds in the second period.
He's got to hang on. 5 seconds to go. And no points awarded, no control. I tell you what, that was a huge situation. Barry Davis doesn't like it. He wants 2 points.
So a win there, technically, for Bobbe Lowe. Obviously doesn't get any points for it, but that could be a turning point in this match.
You go down 5-1 into the third period. That's a big difference than being down 3-1. Now right here, Clum needed to secure the hips for the referee to call 2. And he never secured the hips. And until he does it, the referee made the right call. There was no control there. Now if Bobbe can get an escape without giving up riding time, it's 3-2 and a takedown to win.
Riding time now at 45 seconds. It's getting close to a minute here.
He's got to get out in the next 10 seconds or he's going to give up that riding time point. 55 seconds of riding time. He's out and away.
It stops at 57 seconds.
So riding time as of right now, not a factor in the score of the match. So Bobbe Lowe will need a takedown to win. Clum is a very, very good counterattack wrestler. A couple times Bobby's taken shots and pulled back up to his feet and Clum's attacked him. So he's got to be careful when he makes a shot and comes back to his feet. Right there was another opportunity.
Closing in on a minute here to go in the match at 125.
Bobbe needs to take both hands to the leg. Right now he's done about 4 single legs and he's never committed both of his hands to the leg. 1 minute to go. Clum going backwards here a little bit too much. He might get called for stalling here. Clum tying up Bobbe Lowe's wrist here on this side. There's the stalling call right there. There's that single leg shot again. Still just one hand to the leg by Bobbe Lowe. He's got to commit both hands if he's going to score that takedown. 44 seconds to go. Clum looks tired. He's slow back to the center.
Lowe is going to go for the win. Remember, riding time not a factor here.
Clum trying to tie him up. Half shot attempt by Clum. High crotch attempt by Lowe. Counter by Clum. Both guys sparring with each other here. 30 seconds to go. There's a single leg attempt.
Clum is tired. He's just trying to hang on.
He might get, Bobby's got to really push if he wants to get a stalling call. He's got to really be aggressive. Clum trying to, there's both legs. He's got both hands to the leg this time. He's got to score it though. He hasn't got it yet. 13 on the clock. Goes for the leg trip. Got to pull him in bounds. Oh, no.
They stop the clock with 4 seconds to go in the match to come back to the center. Bobbe Lowe may be out of time.
That's what the coaches have been talking about, finishing the shots. He had the leg up, 4 seconds. Straight back, he could get called for stalling. He didn't get called, he was in real jeopardy being called there. I'm talking about Tom Clum. No stalling call, and he's gonna hang on for the victory.
Mike Allen let Clum get away with one, perhaps. But a big victory for Clum and the Wisconsin Badgers.
Here's Bobbe right here. He's kept high on the leg. He tries to trip backwards. It doesn't work. He tries to scoop far ankle. Doesn't work. Tries to limp arm. Doesn't work. And no points.
Well, that makes the team score now 7 of Minnesota. And we move ahead to 133. For Wisconsin, Ed Gutnik, sophomore out of the state of New Jersey, and for the Gophers, Quincy Osborn, He's a redshirt freshman, excuse me, from Grand Rapids, Minnesota. So we are really involved in a good one here tonight at the barn. It is 7-6 in favor of Minnesota.
Quincy Osborn from Grand Rapids, Minnesota is right out on a takedown right away. I tell you what, the coaching staff is very high on Quincy Osborn. They like how aggressive he is and how hard he wrestles. He's got a 17-11 record, but they talk about his losses in that he just makes mistakes being aggressive, and that's what will win in the future. Taking chances, going for things, and you're going to make your mistakes. You're going to get your losses, but sometimes you got to lose to win.
Yeah, you know what? He's coming off a disappointing 11-0 major decision loss to a fourth-ranked wrestler by the name of Foley Dowd out of Michigan his last time out. So let's see how mature this youngster is and see how he bounces back from that. That'll tell a lot about Quincy Osborn.
Foley Dowd is a very good wrestler for Michigan, and that's not, we don't want to judge Quincy this year just on that match, but you're right. Having to come off a match where you got dominated, you got beat back, you got beat 11-0, to come back here and see what he can do and come out and get a takedown right away here against Ed Gutnik. He's a sophomore who's got a nice record. Ed's got a nice record, 15-6. He's coming in. He's not a bad wrestler. So he comes out and scores right away, and that's a sign of maturity and a sign of a guy being confident in what he's doing.
Osborn has occupied this 133-pound weight class for every Minnesota duel this season.
Under our spin attempt here by Gutnik. Counter. Osborn kind of just threw his hips over there. Nice counter. And he doesn't give up any points. Good scramble by Quincy. Here's Gutnik in on a single. To a seatbelt. Quincy doing a nice job getting off the mat. I like to see more hip pressure there. That's something he'll learn as he goes. He had that one offensive shot, but Gutnik's been taking it to him since then. Let's see if he gets back on his offense.
Gutnik wrestling down a couple of weights this year. He qualified for the NCAA's last season at 149. He's wrestling here at 133 tonight against Quincy Osborn. It's 2-1 Osborn. About a minute to go here as we're closing in on that point here in the first period.
Another single leg attempt by Gutnik. Quincy's getting himself in a little bit of jeopardy here. Doing a good job wizarding, and then he's back on the leg. He's a quick call by Mike Allen. He never secured the hips, but
Allen's going to give him two. So it's now 3-2.
Boy, I tell you what, that was a tough call. I'm not so sure I agree with it, and I can guarantee you the Gopher coaching staff didn't agree with it.
You think?
Takedown in wrestling is control. You must establish control. And right there, he just didn't secure the hips. He didn't have Quincy down. It seemed like there was still a lot of action that could have happened from there. I wouldn't have awarded it. But I'm not the official, and I'm not the one that matters. Oh, my goodness, Quincy Osborn's in a lot of trouble here. He's in a leg turn. Gutnik has got him on his back, and he's getting near fall points.
Gutnik 3 pins this year, looking for 4. Osborn in trouble.
Quincy Osborn just kind of got up and kind of lazily tried to turn away. Gutnik lifted him and then he's got him in what's called a leg turn position, and this is a place, let me tell you, being a former wrestler, that you don't want to be. He's close to a fall. Quincy does a nice job not giving up. That could have been the dual meet right there.
The buzzer saved Osborn. The first period comes to an end, but Gutnik almost got his 4th pin of the season. He leads 6-2 after 1.
See, Gutnik has Quincy Osborn's leg hooked here. That means it's very difficult for him to get out of this position because he can't swivel his hips through, which means he's trapped. And now all he can do is just bridge and hope the clock ran out, and that's what he did. But now he's in a major deficit here. And let me tell you, Ed Gutnik is a strong young man. He picked Quincy up like he wasn't even there.
These weight classes here, the light weight classes, 125, 133, 141, and 149. Talking to assistant head coach Marty Morgan for the Gophers before this meet tonight. He said these are the weight classes that will decide the outcome of the meet tonight.
You've got 2 unranked wrestlers with very similar wrestlers. One's a freshman, one's a sophomore. These are the 2 guys who are going to eventually decide to do it. And right now, Gutnik is good position because he's got a 6-2 lead. And I tell you what, he's in position to win this match. Quincy's got a lot of work to do. I tell you, he just can't give up his hip here. He needs to whizzer hard down and clear his hip. There. Now that's what he needs to do every time. He gave up the takedown here on the other side of the mat because he didn't clear his hip.
Gutnik wrestling at 133. Remember, that's where All-American Tony Black wrestled last year, so the Badgers lost a great one in Black, but Gutnik's done a pretty nice job in this class. 15-6, as we mentioned, 1-0 in the Big Ten, and looking to get a win here to go to 2-0, right now leading 7-2, and about 45 seconds to go here in the second period.
Quincy's got to be offensive. He's down points. He needs to get scoring. He can't think that he's going to score that many points in the third period, so he needs one here in the next 35 seconds. Needs a takedown. Desperate for a takedown. And both guys filling in, you know, Quincy Osborn stepping in for Ryan Lewis, who was a two-time All-American for the Gophers. So both these guys trying to fill big shoes. Another attempt by Quincy, but he's getting a little extended there on his shots. And a guy like Gutnik will take advantage of that. 10 seconds to go. Needs offense, needs attacking, needs to be offensive, needs to be aggressive.
You mentioned Ryan Lewis at 133. There he is, working still very closely with this Gopher program.
Ryan was just a great wrestler to watch. Just intense, physical, strong. What a great person to have a part of your program right now. And what a great workout partner for Quincy Osborn.
I was going to say, he must work almost exclusively with Osborn and people in that weight class.
At 33s, I'm sure he works a lot with the 25s and the 41s. I'm sure Ryan Lewis doesn't weigh 133 anymore. These guys.
Are you implying he's gotten soft since leaving the Gopher program?
I wouldn't call it soft. I would say he's become almost human. I mean, these guys are so cut up.
Superhuman. Yes, they are.
So cut up, and their body fat is so low when they're competing because they have to be. That, you know, he's at 8% body fat. He's like a normal person now, which means he probably weighs about 145.
I'm normal. I'm very normal. Let me tell you. A minute and a half to go here in this match. We're at 133. Osborn, Gutnik. Gutnik right now leading 7-2. He's
in on another single leg opportunity for Gutnik. Quincy showed some power there, just kind of threw him off his leg, but we need to see that power on a takedown. Got to clear his hip, get a new start, get where he can score. He started with the high crotch in this match. He needs to close the back gap and get in there again on a leg attack.
You saw that most recent team score. It's 7-6 right now, Minnesota. If Gutnik can hold on here for the win, Wisconsin will take the lead. For the first time since the conclusion of the 184-pound match, where Reinke beat McLay. That was our first match of the night here.
I think Barry Davis right now, he's really into this match. I think he's starting to feel it. This is their opportunity, a chance to upset the Gophers and get a win against Jay Robinson, his former coach.
I don't know how he could get any more into it. He hasn't sat down since this thing started.
He's been on the mat a couple times, actually. 22 seconds to go. Gutnik just seems to be in too good of a stance, too good a position. Quincy really, outside of his first takedown, has had no chance to score back in this match. Gutnik has dominated the position. Seems to be too strong. Solid performance so far. 7 seconds to go.
Well, Gutnik is going to win this one 7-2 over Osborn, and that means Wisconsin takes a 9-7 lead as we are at the intermission point here at Williams Arena. So this is going to be a good one here tonight. It's still in the balance, a lot to be decided. 9-7 Badgers after 5. We're coming back after this on Fox Sports Net.
Our toss-ups. I couldn't say who's favorite.
And the Badgers here at Williams Arena tonight, and we're in the intermission here at the barn. And Golden Gopher wrestling fans certainly recognize this guy, Luke Becker, 4-time All-American at the University of Minnesota. How does that sound to yourself when you hear that? Because you're one of just 3 guys in a very storied program to become a 4-time All-American.
I don't know, not too much. I just don't really think about it too much. You know, I just came here and that was my goal, to be a four-time All-American, and thankfully I was able to accomplish it. So.
Besides the individual highlights, the team championships those 2 years, those great runs.
Yeah, it was just, I mean, it was amazing to go out there. The first year we had 10 All-Americans. We won it down in Carver Hawkeye. And then the second year, we won it again as a team, and that's when I won my individual title, and Jared also won his individual title. So it's been a pretty amazing ride.
Luke, talk about the team this year. Some may even say this might be a rebuilding year for the Gopher wrestling program.
Yeah, I've heard a few people say that. It's just we're a real young team. I think we got 2 seniors and a lot of freshmen, a lot of sophomores. So it's hard. They've had their ups and downs, struggling a little bit. A lot of the young guys stepped into some pretty big shoes, and they've struggled with it. But they're doing a real good job right now. Matt Nagel's starting to wrestle real tough. He started out a little bit slow, but he's starting to figure out his style, and that's what most of these guys need to do. They need to get out there and get the experience, and once they figure out their style, then it just kind of rolls from there. So
Damion might join that club of being a 4-time All-American too. He's on his way.
Yeah, he's tough. When he came in, I mean, he's the biggest recruit we'd ever had, and he's real tough. The way he won it last year, to get a takedown with what, 2 seconds left or something like that. He just wrestled throughout the whole match, and it was just pretty amazing. So
good to see you again, Luke.
All right, thanks.
Luke Becker, 4-time All-American here at the University of Minnesota, and we're back on the intermission after this on Fox Sports Net. Starts at 7 o'clock. Don't miss it. All right, here we go at 1:41 for Wisconsin. Tyler Laudon, a junior from Tomah, Wisconsin, and for Minnesota, number 16, Tommy Owen, a sophomore out of Spokane. Owen missed last weekend with a skin condition. He was unable to wrestle. He's back at it now, so the Gophers feel a little bit more confident at 141, and they really need this one here because it is 9-7 Wisconsin team score.
This is one, now the Gophers are in a situation where they need to win. This is one they should win. They got the higher ranked guy here in this match. Laudon comes in, he's unranked, and not a real impressive record, 5-6, whereas Tommy Owen comes in with a real nice record. Well, he's 8-9 right now, but I mean, he's beaten some very highly ranked guys, so it seems like we would have the advantage here.
Owen against Laudon. Laudon, the Badgers starter all last season at 141. He finished 4th in the Big Ten. For Owen, he won his first 7 matches, but he's been a little inconsistent at times since then. And Owen, as I mentioned, missing last weekend, back at it here tonight. 2 minutes to go, roughly in the first period at 141.
Tommy Owen has a lot of great offensive technique. He has a lot of stuff, there are a lot of ways to score. The staff just would like to see him be a little bit more physical, a little bit more intimidating out on the mat, and kind of pound on guys more. You need to put the combination of the two things together. You need to kind of pound and be physical, and you got to have great offense. That's what makes great Division I wrestlers.
Danny Williams wrestled at 141 the last 2 matches for Minnesota. While Owen was out, he ended up losing both by decision. Owen went 14-13 last season. He split some time with Trent Hatlovig. Hatlovig has wrestled down this year 133, but hasn't seen any time really at the varsity level.
I think they're pretty much committed to Quincy Osborn at 133. It looks like he's going to be the guy that they want to go down at the end of the year with, and I think he's the future at that weight class as well. Unless, there are some rumors that Quincy may move up a weight class next year. We'll see what happens. They've got a lot of options because they have a lot of depth.
A scoreless first period as we're at the 52nd mark. Owen and Lowe.
There's one of those great shots. Tommy Owen really explosive there on that high crotch. Loudon scrambled, but there's the takedown. Loudon doing a little bit of a leg switch there, trying to flip Owen over. Owen did a nice job countering, but Loudon up and away.
So it's 2-1 Owen. Under 30 seconds to go in the first. Tommy Owen with 7 pins on the season. He's tied with Cole Konrad for the team lead in that category.
Well, the Gophers could sure use a pin here. There's a nice single leg. Full commitment by Owen and a good takedown. 2 points with 5 seconds to left. You know, in the past when we've done matches for the Gophers, we would see Luke Becker, we'd see Jared Lawrence always score with like 6-7 seconds left to go in the match. And it just takes a lot out of their opponents when you give up a score with 5 seconds left to go in a match. In a period, excuse me.
So a very good first period for Tommy Owen. Scores late in the period and leads 4-1. And here's that last takedown, the one you said, coming just as time was winding down in the first.
He did a nice job getting to the leg and then a quick finish. Bobby Lowe, let's get the tape from Tommy Owen, give it to Bobby Lowe and say, here's how you finish. That's what he needs right there. Quick finishes, get him to that next level.
So they show the wrestlers what they did good to drive it home. You know, you need to do more of this.
Yeah. Bobby just, you know, it's all about confidence and it's all about doing things over and over in the practice room, drilling it so many times until you get it right. Tommy Owen, another nice takedown there. Drilling it until you get it right. And right now, he's just got to finish on guys over and over again. They'll probably take him down in the room. They'll throw a bunch of guys on him, say, here, finish on him. And make them battle there. Here, finish on this guy. Try and finish. Get into scrambles. Learn to finish. And if he can do that by the end of the year, he's going to be an All-American.
Tommy Owen looking for his first victory of the Big Ten season.
Tommy Owen's been very, very, very sharp so far here in this match. He's got 3 nice takedowns. He's putting a lot of pressure on Tyler Loudon. And he's looked very good doing it.
Loudon, just a junior, but he's the tri-captain of this Badger team with Ralph DeNisco, who we'll see a little bit later, and Brady Reinke.
Reinke got a big win early. One of their captains got a big win early.
Yeah, we started at 184 tonight, and Reinke scored a 4-3 decision over McLay to put Wisconsin ahead 3-0. Then Damion Hahn won a major decision to make it 4-3 Minnesota. Konrad won, 7-3 Gophers. But then Clum with a win over Lowe, 7-6 Minnesota. And then Gutnik defeats Osborn, 9-7 Wisconsin. That's where we're at right now. That gets you all caught up. We're at 141, over halfway through this Big Ten dual meet between the Badgers and the Gophers. And Tommy Owen leading Tyler Loudon right now at 141.
Oh, there's a missed opportunity. Looked like Tommy Owen had kept his feet in and looked for a quick spin and a score. Mike Allen calls. He's had some tough calls here on the edge of the mats for both teams.
30 seconds to go in period number 2. Owen ranked number 16 in the country.
I tell you, Owen has done a nice job off Loudon shots of getting quick spin around scores. Also like to see him get back on that leg attack. He's got such a great leg attack. He just needs to be aggressive with it. Oh, little shot here from Loudon. Owen's going to need to scramble here.
This period about ready to expire, and Loudon unable to score.
2 different scenarios. Tommy Owen, the end of the first period, shoots a shot, scores. Here's one of his spin around takedowns in the second period. Just a little chuck to go by. Looks like Tommy Owen's out of bounds, comes back in. Good call by the official. He was out of bounds. Tommy Owen had scored that first period takedown right at the end of the 5 seconds, where Loudon couldn't finish there at the end of the second period. And that's one of the main differences in this match.
Just seizing an opportunity. That's what Owen's done. 7-3 right now. And we should mention he has 29 seconds of riding time. We'll have to see whether that comes into play or not. He needs a minute to get the extra point. There's Barry Davis so far. Must be very pleased with what he's seen from the Badgers here tonight.
Well, he's definitely got his team in this dual meet. Wrestled hard. There's a double leg opportunity by Owen. Good counter by Loudon. Owen with a little reverse here. Tries to spin. Both guys hanging onto an ankle. Can't turn that way because his knee just won't bend that way. It's going to be a stalemate.
It's a stalemate.
Good job by Tommy Owen not giving up that takedown there.
Mike Allen, the official, blows the whistle. 1:08 to go here in the third period of 1:41. Laudon and Owen. Owen for the Gophers. Tyler Laudon for the University of Wisconsin.
Laudon back in on a shot. Got Owen again in a scramble situation. Trying to come around. Owen is doing a nice job just trying to scramble. He's going to come out and get the takedown. Nice job by Tommy Owen. 42 seconds to go. He's up by 5.
He also could get riding time if he stays on.
Jay Robinson has him let him go. He's trying to get the major. He needs an offensive takedown. Poor shot. Looks like he's going to give up a spin around. Laudon back in the match. 9-6.
This one going back and forth here at 1:41. But a great move by Tommy Owen.
Nice scramble by Tommy Owen to get that initial takedown, but then comes back with a poor shot and gives up a spin around takedown and loses any chance he had to get a major decision.
So Owen trying to just hold on here for the decision. Gets an escape. It's 10-6 now. And that's going to do it at 1:41. So a victory for the University of Minnesota. It is their third win here tonight. And now, as we take a look at the final takedown, the team score goes to 10-9 in favor of Minnesota. We go to 1:49 now. For Wisconsin, Tony Turner, a sophomore out of Spring Valley. And freshman Jeremy Anderson for the University of Minnesota. He's out of Thief River Falls, Minnesota. 8-10 overall, 1-0 in the Big Ten.
Jeremy Anderson from Thief River Falls, a guy right out of the state of Minnesota, coming right out of high school, and here he is now wrestling for the Golden Gophers. What a dream for a young wrestler to have happen. And he's had a great opportunity to wrestle here for the university. Another key match in this dual meet. Two guys unranked, both guys unranked. Tony Turner from Wisconsin, 8-10 record, and Jeremy Anderson for Minnesota, 8-9 record. So two guys, similar amount of wins. Let's see what happens.
You know, the Minnesota coaching staff likes this Anderson. He has a record below 500, but they do like what they see. And that's why he's getting a shot at 1:49. This class really undecided yet for the Gophers. Appeared, to be a two-man race, and it's a nice move there, a two-point takedown for Jeremy Anderson. But as I was going to say, it looked like it was going to be a two-man race in this weight class. Kerry Stanley and a redshirt freshman, Thomas McAlpine, but Anderson has kind of emerged, and he's getting a lot of the time at 1:49.
Coaches like how physical he is, how hard he trains, how hard he works. I talked earlier about the discipline that it takes to be a college wrestler, Division I college wrestler. And Jeremy Anderson, even though he's young and he's only a freshman, has shown that discipline. He's shown that work ethic. So now they're just talking about teaching him how to be a Division I wrestler, which is he's trying to learn right now. But he did a nice job here to start this match to get a 2-0 lead. Having a little bit of trouble right now trying to hang on to Tony Turner here.
Tony Turner. His brother Adam.
Reversal for Tony Turner, match tied 2-2. Now what Jeremy needs to do is just keep wrestling. Needs to get his knees up, get a base, and get wrestling. Can't have those times in a match where you're flattened out and laying there not doing anything. He's got to constantly be moving.
49 seconds to go in the first. Tony has a brother Adam also wrestling on this Wisconsin Badgers team. His older brother Ryan, a former Wisconsin wrestler. Tyler Turner also wrestling on this Wisconsin team, so it's quite a family affair for the Turners. There are 3 wrestlers currently on the roster and a former Turner that wore these Badger colors.
Oh, nice counter here by Anderson. Couldn't quite finish it. He's actually just trying to get an escape right now. He's still considered in the bottom position, and he's going to go back down. No loss of control. to get loss of control, he must break the grip of the wrestler that is on top, and Turner still had his hands locked, so no points. Good call by Mike Allen.
30 seconds to go in the first period. Tied at 2 between Turner and Jeremy Anderson.
Anderson needs to get one back here. Key time in the match. 26 seconds left. Got to score a point. Big opportunity. He's got to get one. Needs hand control. For Turner, really important to keep Anderson down and keep the first period tied, and now and get some advantage on riding time. Just 3 seconds left. Anderson is not going to get away, and there's one of those missed opportunities to score at an end of a period.
Here's the reverse by Turner.
Anderson just hung on a little bit too long to that ankles. Turner came through, got the reversal, scored 2.
But this is something that Anderson probably won't do as a sophomore, as a junior. Those are mistakes that probably won't be repeated, at least as long as Jay Robinson's coach.
Jeremy Anderson is just going to get better. Every day he stays at the University of Minnesota and trains and works, he will continue to grow and get better. This guy has got a tremendous amount of future. He's got a tremendous amount of talent, and he's just got to keep working, keep powering through things, keep, taking chances, learning to wrestle.
149, Tony Turner. Jeremy Anderson tied at 2, second period. With Will Short, I'm Clay Matvick. Glad to have you along tonight on Fox Sports Net. It's a border battle doubleheader. You've already watched Wisconsin and Minnesota skate at Mariucci Arena in hockey tonight. And now we've got the Badgers and the Gophers in Big Ten wrestling. It is 10-9 right now, Gophers. There you see the team score. We have been through 6 matches already tonight. We still have 157, 65, and 74 to go tonight.
Great scoring opportunity here for Anderson. He's got to be careful. He can't let that leg get hooked by Turner. He's got to keep it down. Now, right now, Mike Allen's got to make a tough call here. He's got no control for either guy. Anderson's over the top with his left leg. If you see on the side there, if Turner would be over the top, he would get the score. But because he's not, it's no points. Turner in a little bit of trouble here right now. Anderson's got to try and kind of get his hips all the way across him. Both guys trying to battle this position out. Anderson having a little bit of trouble here. He's in a little bit of trouble. Mike Allen's going to score 2 points for Turner, and now he's going to count back points. No near fall count. I tell you what, Tony Turner used a lot of power there to turn Anderson over and change the tide of this match with that takedown. Looked like Anderson was going to score a takedown, and Turner countered, scored, and now has a 5-2 lead.
Late in the second period now, Anderson in trouble.
6 seconds, he's got to try and score here at the end of the period. Not a lot of action here from Jeremy Anderson at the end of the periods. Not finishing the periods well. Starting to look a little bit like a freshman.
Tony Turner, the first of the Turner brothers to take to the mat here tonight for Wisconsin, and he has a 5-2 lead after 2, and you can tell Anderson showing a little bit of fatigue here.
Well, he needs to continue to try and be aggressive here. He's got Turner in a compromising position here. Turner's down. He's extended. Jeremy's got to take advantage of this. He's got to score here. He's got to get his head in the hole. They call it getting your head in the hole and going behind. He's working his way around here. Turner doing a good job controlling that elbow. See him control that wrist and elbow so he can't go behind him. There's an ankle pick opportunity. Jeremy could go attack this leg this side if he could. Offensive single leg shot. He's trying. He's working out there. He's battling. High crotch single opportunity. He's going to try and turn the corner. Coaching staff screaming, come up, bring it up to your feet, come all the way up. They want him to come up to his feet. Don't stay there, he's going to get a stalemate.
Closing in on a minute to go in this one.
Tony doing a good job keeping his weight down over Jeremy's shoulder so he couldn't pick the leg up, and there's the stalemate call.
Time starting to work against Anderson now. Turner definitely on the defensive here, trying to hold on to this lead that he's got. 3 points. Barry Davis wearing out those shoes.
He's He's got to be excited. He's smelling blood here. He thinks he's got a chance to win this dual meet for the first time in a long time. Wisconsin over Minnesota.
Yeah, they haven't beaten the Gophers since 1996. Haven't won in the Twin Cities since 1991.
Anderson with the leg up. He tries to trip it down. He flares. No points yet. He's got to secure the hip.
30 seconds on top.
There it is. 2. He's got to let him go. He's down 1. 5-4. Coaches are screaming, let him go. 22 seconds. He can't ride him out. He loses. Stalemate. 19 seconds. Anderson down by 1, in control. He's got to let him go and take him down in 19 seconds, Clay. He shows the optional start for neutral. Both guys extremely tired right now.
He lets
Pushes
it
it
go.
away.
Okay, so it's
17 seconds. Double leg attempt. He's got the leg. He's got to pick it up. He's got a chance to finish. He's off the mat. 6 seconds to go.
Is 6 seconds enough time?
It's tough, Clay. He's going to have to go right away. 4 seconds. He did again on the leg.
Tony Turner holds on. A 5-4 decision over Jeremy Anderson, and the Badgers take the lead once again. The lead changes hands for the 3rd time here tonight, as Wisconsin now leads at 12-10. 157. Wisconsin sending another Turner. The second of 3 we'll be seeing here tonight. He's ranked number 20. This is Tyler at 157. And Matt Nagel, number 15 in the country, the sophomore out of Frazee. We talked about Nagel at the top of the broadcast. He's been a nice surprise for the Gophers at 157. That, of course, is where Luke Becker was an All-American for 4 years in a row, and he has come in and has done a pretty nice job. 18-9 overall, 1-1 in Big Ten competition.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tyler Turner has come on hard, snapping Nagel hard. Hit a hard double on the edge of the mat that he almost scored. Nagel kind of just a little bit not ready to go right when he walked out there and almost gave up 2, but did a nice job. Now he's starting to get into the match here a little bit. You know, I look at Jeremy Anderson and I look at Bobbe Lowe, and both guys had the leg up with 15 seconds left. If they can score the takedowns, they win the match, and neither of them got the job done. It's the next step they have to take. Now it's up to Matt Nagel, who started his career wrestling some 84, 74, was kind of filling in for weight classes last year. Wasn't really counted on to get a lot of big wins for the team, but this year at 157, this is his weight class. This is where he's supposed to be wrestling, and they got to start counting on him to get wins, and he needs one here desperately for the Gophers.
Tyler Turner. We saw his brother Tony turn a win here just moments ago. His brother Adam, also on the roster, likely won't wrestle tonight, and we'll talk more about that in a little bit.
No offensive shots yet from Nagel. 1 offensive shot from Turner. Nagel countered it on the edge of the mat. No points have been scored. 1 minute gone, first period.
Matt Nagel, Minnesota's most versatile wrestler last season, Will. He wrestled at 157, 65, 74, 84, and this year he's just been able to be at 157. I'm sure that's a relief to him. He's been a constant there, and he hasn't had to bounce back and forth. In fact, he was the Big Ten representative for the Gophers at 184 in the championships last year, the conference championships. This is more his natural weight.
Yeah, he was way too small for 84. He couldn't wrestle 57. Obviously, we had Luke Becker there, and then you had Jacob Volkman at 65, and him and McLay were trading off at 74 and 84, and it just kind of worked out to end up at 84. This is his weight class, 157, and like I said, this is where they believe he can be an All-American, where he can get the job done. And Matt's just got to get it done now. He's beaten some very high-ranked guys, but he's had some setbacks, but he's just got to keep moving, keep getting better, keep taking chances, and building himself into an All-American.
You talked about a couple of setbacks. 2 losses, only 2 since December 29th, but they were devastating when you talk about a national perspective, because both were at the hands of the defending national champ Ryan Burton. of Michigan. So that's been his nemesis so far this year. And it's not unlikely that they'll square off again this season.
Well, they're going to see each other at the Big Tens. They can see each other at the Nationals. Nagel, single leg, finish. We like to see that. As fans of Gopher Wrestling, get the leg, get him to the mat. Nice finish by Matt Nagel, and he's got a 2-0 lead.
First period, Nagel and Tyler Turner at 157. After this, it'll be 165 and 174. And this one is still yet to be decided. Still in the balance. Wisconsin with a 2-point team lead. Out of the ring, we're coming back to the center.
We're having a lot of blood time here in this match. Tyler Turner is bleeding. Just something in wrestling that happens. Guy gets some blood going. They got to get it cleaned up before they can continue wrestling. Want to be safe. Want to take make sure everybody's safe. Here's Nagel's single leg. He's in on the single leg. Turner tries to counter, but he powers his way up, tries to come up under through the legs, and then secures the hip, and then runs him out of bounds. 2 points.
You were talking about blood time. Another thing I didn't realize that they watch very closely. Official Mike Allen will be watching this very closely when guys come out for the meet. If they're shaven or not. I didn't realize that everybody had to be clean shaven. No facial hair. I guess I never noticed it before, but all of the wrestlers that you'll see in college wrestling, clean shaven, no facial hair. Why is that?
Well, if you've ever rubbed up against a guy's face and he starts to tear your skin apart, that's why. These guys are constantly rubbing each other with their faces, and I tell you what, you can leave some good burns on a guy if you go in with a little shadow on your face. So they make sure they watch it.
New sponsor for NCAA wrestling, Barbasol. How about that? 48 seconds to go, first period, 2-0. Matt Nagel is leading Tyler Turner of Wisconsin. We're at 157 here.
I like one aspect of match wrestling. I like a lot of aspects, but one aspect that a lot of Division I wrestlers don't really get good at is riding. And Matt has really stepped up his riding, and that's where you wear a guy out. That's where you really tire your opponent out when a guy can't get away from you. And he's constantly battling and trying to get himself back up to his feet, and that's where it'll really come back to help you in the third period. Matt's got an early lead, 2-0, and he's just riding him out now, just trying to wear him down. A little high with his legs there, but still in control. Building riding time. He's up over 1 minute of riding time right now, but he's going to get more for stall. If your opponent gets to his feet, it's your responsibility to take him back to the mat or let him go.
Barry Davis, he never sits down. Look at that guy.
He's in
constantly coaching. Closing seconds of period number 1.
This is those end of the period, short time. Don't give up points at the end of a period. 6 seconds. We've had a couple guys fail in this spot, but Matt Nagel right near is successful. 25 seconds left, gets a break. Turner needed to score, couldn't get it done. 2-0 lead into the second period. Nice, solid first period by Matt Nagel.
So advantage Nagel right now. Turner, as I mentioned, ranked number 20 in the nation. This is a weight class for Wisconsin that went 5-22 a season ago. So Turner, with a record of 18-5 overall, has a win already in conference action. He's really been a welcomed addition for the Badgers at this weight.
He's a nice-looking freshman. He's strong. He's physical. He seems to move pretty well out of the mat. Right now, he's running into one of those problems that young guys run into with a lot of wrestlers in Division I, and that's getting road. And right now, Matt Nagel is all over him. Tyler's really working hard trying to get an escape here, and we'll see how that plays in the end of the match. Nagel really trying to wear him down here on top. Battling, pressuring him, spreading him out, trying to extend him. Here's a cross wrist. Nagel wants to do more, breaking a guy down, getting him off his knees. There he's using his legs again. Tyler got to stop that leg from coming in, but he couldn't do it. Now Nagel has both legs in. Now he's going to try and stretch him. Try and stretch him out. Turner trying to stay in a ball. Good good position on a bottom is to try and stay in a ball and not get extended. Okay, if you stay in a ball, things can happen. You can work your way up and out. You get extended, you get flattened out, you're not going anywhere. So he's doing a good job of that. He just can't get to that next level. Matt Nagel already has 2 minutes and 14 seconds of riding time. He's building on it. And I tell you what, you may be saying, well, why wouldn't you let him go? Why wouldn't you try and take him out? Because he's wearing on his opponent right now. He's wearing him down here. Now he's got both legs in. Tyler Turner is going nowhere.
This has been all Matt Nagel from the outset of this match. He was named Big Ten Wrestler of the Week a couple of weeks ago after leading the Gophers to wins over number 11 Arizona State and number 4 Nebraska. At least that's where they were ranked at the time. He's been a key to some big victories for the Gophers. In fact, both of those wins against Arizona State, against Nebraska, were upsets, and the Gophers were able to come back and win those meets because of Matt Nagel. Matt
Nagel was the key to both of those victories for the Gophers. He's been the solid guy, like I said. He's been the guy that's been getting the job done consistently. Him and Damion Hahn have been the consistent performers for this team. And Matt Nagel, he's a winner. You know, he's been winning his entire life. He continues to win. He continues to dominate. And he's real close to taking that final step in Division I wrestling. Really wearing on Turner's arm right here. Look at where Turner's arm is. It's way up across his body, up into his armpit. I tell you what, that'll wear on him. Doesn't want to get too high here. Doesn't want to lose him with 7 seconds left. Not with this much time left in the period.
And the second period comes to an end with Nagel leading 2-1, but he's got well over 3 minutes of riding time. Here's that arm, and he is really wearing on Turner.
That's not fun to have your arm that far across your body.
No.
Especially when a guy as strong as Matt Nagel's pulling on him.
And I can't imagine Turner likes the smell of his own armpit.
Nagel on the down position, works to his feet. Turner going to try. Turner surprisingly still got a lot left yet. I'm surprised on his conditioning here. He got rode for 3 minutes and 18 seconds, and I tell you what, that takes a toll on a guy. He's still fighting, still battling. Nagel having a little trouble getting out here. Turner cannot erase the riding time. Nagel will be awarded a riding time point at the end of this match.
Well, it's still too early to say, but if Nagel were to hold on and Minnesota would get a decision in this match, the meet would change hands as far as the lead for the 4th time tonight. Right now, Wisconsin leading 12-10.
Nagel stand up, trying to keep hand control. Turner doing a good job returning him to the mat. I tell you what, I like this Tyler Turner. He's a freshman. He's wrestling hard. He just keeps battling out there. He's giving nothing away to Matt Nagel. Nagel ranked 15th, Turner ranked 20th. He's looking for an upset here. He's still wrestling hard.
We're in 157, 165, and 74 still to come.
Nagel needs to build to his feet. He needs to build to his feet. Trying to get back up to his feet. Now he's up. Turner returning to the mat. Matt Nagel having a little trouble here. Now he's flattened out and extended. Turner returning the favor a little bit here to Matt Nagel. Problem is, Tyler Turner can't ride out and win this match. If he rides Nagel for the rest of this match, he's going to lose. So Barry Davis needs to make a decision here. He can't erase riding time. There's really no point for Turner to keep him down anymore unless they think he's going to turn him. Now Barry Davis is telling them to let him go. Nagel will be up 3-1 plus a bonus point to be awarded at the end of the match. So technically Turner is down 3 points right now. 47 seconds to go.
Get to his legs.
Matt Nagel would like to finish with authority here. Finish with the takedown. Don't let this guy dominate the 3rd period. Oh my goodness, look at Tyler Turner go. He's got a takedown already. And now the match is 4. And now I tell you what, takedown ties. Matt Nagel's got to get back into this match. 28 seconds to go.
26 seconds.
Shot by Turner, spin by Nagel, no points. Trying to pull him down. Nagel has been warned for stalling, and Turner's been awarded a point. There's a good counter single right there by Nagel. 12 seconds left. I don't think Turner can get the stalling call in 12 seconds. He's going to have to score a takedown to win. There's that shot again. Single leg attempt. Nagel stretching him out. Nagel locks his hand, takes him to his back. Nagel's got him on his back.
Oh, he ran out of time. Looking for the bonus points with the pin, but it's going to be a decision regardless of victory for Nagel, and Minnesota's back on top. 13-12, the Gophers now lead over Wisconsin. Nagel defeating Turner at 157. We've got 2 great matches to go. This one's still to be decided. Don't go away. There is a look at Pat and Lonnie Flaherty. It is a family affair here tonight as Minnesota's barely leading here 13-12 with 2 matches to go. And I say a family affair because Kelly and Ryan are twins. They wrestle for Wisconsin. Older brother Casey wrestles for the Gophers. We've got a rarity here right now at 165. Casey will be wrestling Kelly. This rarely happens. In fact, the coaches for both teams were going to try and make sure this didn't happen tonight, but they can't avoid it.
Wisconsin is trying to make history for their school. Casey Flaherty, the Gophers did not have another option to go to. Jacob Volkman is out. He has broken his eye socket. They have no other wrestler to wrestle at 165 tonight. Kelly Flaherty is wrestling for history. He's wrestling for Wisconsin. He's coming out and trying to do something they haven't done in many years and get a win against the Gophers for the Wisconsin Badgers. It's a parent's nightmare right now.
Yes, it is.
But for us watching, all we can do is watch and enjoy the fact that these are 2 great wrestlers from a great wrestling family from the state of Minnesota, from Big Lake, Minnesota. Ryan and Kelly are of course, the twins. They were both former Minnesota State High School champions. Casey Flaherty, not quite as a successful wrestler as the 2 twins, decided to go to the University of Minnesota, got a chance to wrestle here, and now here we are.
I'm sure this happened at the Flaherty household several times while they were growing up, but this is a totally different atmosphere at the NCAA ranks, and the parents must be just going crazy here, wondering what's going to happen, and this is going to decide possibly the outcome of the meet.
Well, I tell you, Wisconsin's got to have this match. Otherwise, they would need a major decision at 174, which is going to be tough to get. But I tell you what, this match is riding on this. It is very much in doubt, and this match is going to be the tail of the tape, as they may say, on who wins the duel.
Kelly Flaherty. His twin brother is Ryan. Ryan did not wrestle tonight. Flaherty is 12-5 overall. Was Wisconsin starter at 165 last season. Casey Flaherty, 3-12 overall. So far winless in Big Ten competition. A minute and a half to go now in the first period. Kelly Flaherty against older brother Casey here at Williams Arena. This has happened. Marty Morgan told me before this meet, he's gone onto websites to see how many times brothers have actually squared off against each other at the NCAA Division I level. He could find 4 or 5 instances. There might be more, but those are the ones he could find. So this is very rare.
Casey needs the whizzer here. No control yet. Kelly trying to keep him on the mat. Casey tries to spin under, and he does score 2 on the edge. Kelly Flaherty, the Flaherty brothers, Ryan and Kelly, are great. Ryan and Kelly for Wisconsin are tremendous leg riders on top. They're feared right now in the Big Ten Conference with their leg riding ability. Here's the takedown.
Takedown, yes.
Casey tried to dive under and grab a leg, scramble. I think Kelly right there might have hit his face on Casey's hip bone. Had a little blood, but he's okay. Kelly now leads 2-0. I tell you what, this is a great family from the state of Minnesota, from Big Lake, Minnesota. I got to enjoy coaching Kelly and Ryan when we went out to the Junior Nationals in Fargo in Minnesota. And I tell you what, they're just tremendous wrestlers. All former high flyer wrestlers, and that name is going to come out. 4 former high flyer wrestlers. You're probably saying, Will Short, what is a high flyer? Well, I tell you, it's a little kids program in Mound, Wisconsin that was formerly coached by Marty Morgan. While he was coaching at the University of Minnesota, he coached a kids club called the High Flyers. And these guys all wrestled for him. John Duncombe as well, Casey Flaherty, Kelly Flaherty, Ryan Flaherty, and now Kelly Flaherty. Match back to the feet, or he's going to have some problems for the rest of this match. He could end up getting beaten badly by maybe even a tech fall if he can't get this match back to the feet.
You're probably out there wondering, well, why didn't Kelly and Ryan come to the University of Minnesota and follow in Casey's footsteps? Well, there were wrestlers at those weight classes. They felt they had a better chance of getting time at the University of Wisconsin, so that's the road that they're on.
Well, I can tell you what, knowing Marty for as long as I have, he was really devastated when he didn't get Casey and Kelly, or Kelly and Ryan. He really wanted them to come to the University of Minnesota. At the time, they had just landed a bunch of high-level recruits. They didn't have a lot of scholarship money available for the 2 wrestlers, for the 2 boys, and they just had a better opportunity at Wisconsin to wrestle. But I know that Marty really wanted to see them come to you. But, you know, wish them well. I mean, they took what they needed to get from Wisconsin. Remember, this is about being educated as well. They needed to get educated. They needed to get their degree. They had an opportunity to wrestle and get a scholarship at Wisconsin, and they took it.
A minute 34 to go here in the second period. 7-0 Kelly Flaherty leading his brother Casey. And with the riding time, which is at a minute 19 right now, we're looking at a major decision. And that would be 4 points for Wisconsin. Wisconsin trailing the Gophers 13-12, as you just saw the team score. So a major decision would be huge for Kelly.
Kelly has got another leg turn on Casey Flaherty, and this could end up being a technical fall. And if it does go to a technical fall, Duncombe would then need a major decision to tie.
This one is going to come right down to the wire here. And unlike some of the past matches we've done here on Fox Sports Net, we really haven't seen that, because a couple of years ago, the Gophers had 10 All-Americans. Last year, the Gophers were a dominant team in the Big Ten, and they pounded on most of their opponents. And this year is a little bit of a rebuilding year, as Coach Jay Robinson has said to us. And, you know, tonight, Wisconsin is taking them right to the wire.
I think they're in trouble right now, Clay. I think they've got I think this is going to be a tough win. For just to get Casey through this match without giving up a technical fall is going to take a lot of hard work. Here he is again, all tied up. Kelly's just all over him. Legs in, all over him. Now, I will say this. Kelly and Ryan have a lot more wrestling background than Casey. Casey did not wrestle his entire life like Kelly and Ryan did. Casey came out late in his career in high school. Did not have the kind of experience that Kelly and Ryan did. So those of you older brothers feeling sorry for Casey, Casey has not had the wrestling experience that Kelly and Ryan have had. Casey wanted to keep wrestling his life. He walked on at the University of Minnesota. I would imagine he never dreamed of being in this situation.
I bet not.
And here he is, and all the drama that goes with this situation, he's got to try and avoid a technical fall.
But with that said, I am sure that Casey was the influence on both Kelly and Ryan to pursue the wrestling.
Anytime you have an older brother who's doing something that you're doing, you look up to him. Casey was a very strong, physical high school wrestler. And I'm sure that Ryan and Kelly learned that, hey, if I get strong like my brother, I can be in matches. And you add the technique and the ability that they have with their leg riding, they became great wrestlers. And they're just a tremendous wrestling family in the state of Minnesota.
Well, Jacob Volkman is the regular wrestler at 165 for the Gophers. Casey Flaherty filling a void basically because Volkman, as you mentioned, Will, with a broken eye socket, he could miss 2 or 3 more weeks. Volkman, one of 6 Gophers ranked in the top 20. So without him, you know, it's tough for Minnesota to win in these dual meets. And you can see it tonight. Casey Flaherty having some trouble here at 165, and unfortunately it's against his brother, and they wanted to avoid this tonight. They were hoping that the match would, or the meet rather, would already have basically been decided so they could put someone else in this spot, but Kelly forced to wrestle here tonight.
This match is going to end in a technical fall. Kelly Flaherty has turned Casey again. He's now earned a technical fall for Wisconsin. Now gives his team.
Well, that adds 5 points, so it's 15-13 Wisconsin now. Oh, pardon me.
17-13 Wisconsin.
17-13.
An update on Jacob Volkman. Jacob Volkman will be back for the Big Tens. He had a steel plate put in right underneath his eye. They say it's stronger than the bone actually was. He's almost like a bionic man now, which he was already. Now he has a steel plate holding his eye in place, and he'll be ready to go to Big Tens. Actually, is cleared to practice on Monday morning.
174, there you saw it, Ralph DeNisco and John Duncombe. Both are ranked in the top 20. Duncombe number 19, DeNisco number 12. And the Gophers trailing 17-13 in the team score. They need a major decision to tie, a technical fall to take the lead.
Duncombe is on his way to his major decision. He's got a 2-0 lead right away. It's going to take a lot of work from John Duncombe, but I tell you what, this guy has come up with some big wins for the University of Minnesota. I tell you what, he's got a tough opponent in front of him in Ralph DeNisco, ranked number 12 in the country.
In the opening period of our final match of the night, 174. Right now, 2-1 Duncombe. Duncombe 20-12 overall, 1-1 in the Big Ten, a couple of pins. He's a transfer from St. Cloud State, where he was a 2-time Division II All-American.
A little bit of trouble here. He needed to get his leg back. DeNisco went on a quick shot. If the match were to end in a tie, Clay, there is no tiebreaker for college wrestling. Both teams will just get a tie in their record. So, not like hockey or another sport where you'd have an overtime or no wrestlers come out. It just ends in a tie.
Now the headgear has come off of Duncombe, and Mike Allen now blowing the whistle. A minute 35 to go here in the first period. But in order for a tie to happen here tonight, Duncombe's going to need to score a major decision.
He's going to need to score a major decision. He's currently down 3-2 in this match.
So the Gophers, who have got a 1-1 record in Big Ten action so far this year, a win over Michigan State, a loss to Michigan, in jeopardy of losing for the second time here in the young conference season.
You know, Clay, I don't think you and I have done a match that the Gophers have lost.
I believe you're right. This is our 3rd year together. And so far, as I mentioned earlier, the Gophers have been dominant. And tonight, Wisconsin coming in here hoping to pull off an upset. Wisconsin, a very good team, ranked number 14 in the country, but anytime you knock off the 3-time defending Big Ten champs, that's an upset.
Yes, I tell you what, Wisconsin will be real happy with this victory, and it's going to be a building block for their program when it comes to recruiting. Hey, look, you want to go to Minnesota? Why don't you come to Wisconsin? We beat them in the dual meet in Minnesota. Duncombe in trouble here. He could give up back points. Got to get belly down. Almost got a near fall count there for Ralph DeNisco of Wisconsin. He's running a high half here on Duncombe again.
DeNisco with 5 pins this year, a couple of major decisions.
Well, I think we found out why DeNisco is ranked number 12 in the country. He's just like the Flaherty brothers and really knows how to use his legs and really work on a guy when he gets him down.
DeNisco's that third tri-captain for the Badgers. He's one of the 12 returning letter winners from a season ago. 50 seconds to go here now in the opening period, and Duncombe has to start getting to work here for the Gophers.
He's in trouble. He's getting turned through. Does a nice job sitting up so he avoids back points, but DeNisco sits him in the hole. If his elbow comes through, he's going to give up back points. Duncombe. I tell you what, that could be counted near fall right there. No, but Duncombe pulled him through. He's got him on his back.
Two for the...
very close situation there for DeNisco. Duncombe almost had him there.
He's awarded 2, so it's 4-3 now, Duncombe.
He's got his arm hooked, but there's only 5 seconds left here. No chance for a pinning combination. He's going to run out of time in the first period.
Duncombe could really...
I tell you what, this John Duncombe is strong.
Yes, he is.
He is a powerful young man, and he keeps coming up with things that... I tell you what, I don't know how he came out of this. Here he is on his back, and now here I am. I'm just going to pull you through with my strength, and almost holds him on his back.
2 for the reverse, and Duncombe now leads 4-3. The junior out of St. Michael, Minnesota, trying to salvage this meet for the Gophers. They trail right now, 17-13. Of course, a pin would give the win to the Gophers. A technical fall would give the win to the Gophers, but that seems unlikely. This is a tight match here at 174. Major decision would tie it.
Up 4-3 right now. Coach has got to make some decisions here. Do we try and go for fall? Do we let him go for major? Do we ride him? Do we need to build time? Do we want to try and take him, wear him down?
Right now, riding time basically is moot. 14 seconds of riding time as it belongs to DeNisco. We're tied at 4 now, though.
DeNisco single leg shot. Not a real great shot. Duncombe's got to take advantage here. Duncombe trying to go behind. He's got the ankle. He's got the ankle. All he's got to do is get his hips around him now and score the takedown here.
A minute to go in period number 2. Our final match of the night.
DeNisco did a nice job of not giving up a spin around there to Duncombe. He's back in on a leg again. Duncombe trying to counter. Duncombe calls time. Looks like he's a little extracurricular there.